Last weekend was great. The just ended Sunday was great, in particular for a set of academy graduates from Ride to Dream Academy. Kudus Mohammed and Enes Nuama were on target for their club side. Their very first goals for their club side. Most particularly Kudus Mohammed, who had Ghanaian support from Stonebwoy, his favorite artist. Stonebwoy used the opportunity to promote himself and to get his music across to new fans. Speaking on the official West Ham Twitter page, it was all great. It was all fun for all Ghanaians involved and everyone here in the country. We all are happy. But there was a time when we all wanted, or still some of you want, Kudus Mohammed to be starting games. Today I'm going to look at Coach David Moyes' ease of Kudus Mohammed into action for his club side West Ham. I've been one of the advocates for Kudus Mohammed to start games outright when he came into West Ham. But then you would look at the things happening now and see that Moyes was on the right path. Not just the one saying this, experts in the game who have played it themselves. Baby Jetta Samojan seems to get the whole point of easing him into play and compares it to his time when he was in England coming in to play for Sunderland. We'll look at all that today. We'll break it down and give you my 2 cents on the whole situation with Kudus Mohammed not starting games. But as usual, subscribe if you haven't. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. The AFCON is coming up and we need your support. Great support to get to the African Cup of Nations and bring you amazing content. And in order to do that, we need to be there. Support in terms of purchasing our merch goes a long way to help us. If you also want to make a fine contribution to our journey into Ivory Coast, this email address, you can contact us for all the support you need. And I appreciate all your comments coming in from my previous video talking about Kevin Prince Boateng and Kudus Mohammed's exploits yesterday. I appreciate you guys so much. I'll be giving a shout out to the next commenters in my next video. So post your comments here and let me know what you think on why I think it's the best decision for David Moyes not to have started Kudus Mohammed. So let's jump right into it and look at how Kudus Mohammed with Ajax has suffered some injuries. And when he came into the club, already West Ham were doing quite well. He had become injured in his first season. His first Champions League game, he had his first start in there. But unfortunately, he suffered an injury that kept him out for a lengthy period of time. Injuries have plagued him in his playing career with Ajax too. When he came from that first injury, from his first Champions League game, he got another injury and he had to fight his way back. He got stability, but that only happened when he was eased back in. Fast forward now to the Premier League, and it is something of a different ballgame altogether. We've seen players, talented ones at that, being rushed into the Premier League stage. And Coach David Moyes, having looked at how his team West Ham is doing well before Kudus Mohammed came in, they were winning games and doing so well. He did not want to unbalance that kind of team. He did not want to bring in an unknown commodity, albeit a very good one in Kudus Mohammed. And the expectations, especially with what he had done at Ajax, and then put that amount of pressure on him, destabilizing the team, pressure on Kudus to perform from the start, and everything in between. And that is why he has been easing him with cup games. There's less pressure with cup games. There's less expectation with cup games. And that is why he started off with him in the League Cup, where he got his very first Man of the Match award. Well, it wasn't there he got his first Man of the Match award. He got it in the Europa League game, where he got his first 2 goals. And it was a great start for him. Kudus Mohammed is one player also who grabs the bull by the horn, takes the opportunity when it comes. And when he got his chance, he made it count. Before then, he had gotten substitute appearances in the Premier League. Luton Town game, the one he got his first appearance, just a couple of minutes, getting to the end of a game, a substitute probably to wind down the clock. He went on to play in the next game versus Manchester City as a substitute as well. Not a great amount of time for him, but he was being eased in. And Baby Jet seems to agree with that, in referencing his time at Sunderland. And the coach is managing him very well, he says. I think the coach is convinced if he wants to start him in the next Premier League game. I had the same situation when I moved to Sunderland. Fans didn't understand why a record signing player should be coming on as a sub and kept proving myself. Steve Bruce made me understand that he didn't want to put much pressure on me and that the right moment will come. Yeah, and that is exactly what I think David Moyes is doing here with Kudus Mohammed. The clamor around star boy Kudus Mohammed, the clamor on social media alone, not to say Kudus cannot handle it, but he is a human being and he's a youngster. The clamor around him might get to him a bit too much. And if he all started games from the offset when he came, we might not be seeing the improvement we are seeing now. There have been some drastic improvements in his play as well. Baby Jet has also recognized that and stated it clearly here on Twitter yesterday. I've seen some big changes in Kudus' play. He is beginning to understand how to move into spaces to receive the ball and releasing the ball at the right time. If he continues like this consistently, he'll be a world-class player. And that is exactly what Moyes and the team at West Ham are looking to do with Kudus Mohammed. Make him a world-class player by easing him into life in the Premier League. And the Premier League can be tough, even for the best. So it's best our star boy gets eased in and does well. And doing well, he is now with his club side. I'm happy for him, ecstatic for him. He's being managed well, learning a lot. Yesterday, when he talked about how he scored that goal, he noticed that most of the Newcastle defenders were going into the box, anticipating a cross. So he stayed behind and waited for that pass. And when the space provided itself, he decided to go in for goal. This guy is learning, and he's learning pretty fast. He will get to start games. Let's all be calm. A lot of us want him to start games. I've been one of those that wanted him to start games. But I think that Moyes' approach of easing him into the team is ultimately in his best interest. And it will help him to be a better player. He is learning his craft. Hopefully he translates it to the Ghana Black Stars, which he has been doing consistently. But that part of his craft that is being improved will make him a world-class player. The expert striker, Baby Jet Asamoah does agree. But let me know what you think. Do you think I'm right? Do you think you still want him to be starting games outright? Or you like the approach David Moyes is using to ease him in? Moyes had a team that was doing well. He did not want to fix it if it's not broken. He wants his star player, new signing, who will get them goals, to be eased into the system. It's not straightforward that he will be starting games. It's good that he starts from the bench and gets accustomed to life in the Premier League. The cup games are less anticipated, less pressure censored, so he can be starting those ones. But with these league games, I think a substitute appearance, probably earlier, will do him a world of good. These are the reasons why I think it's great to have Kudus start on the bench. And it was all culminated like yesterday when he got his very first goal. Congratulations to him. Happy for him. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great start to the week.